Try me, baby, settle down. Why you wanna get? You need to stay in your lane.
So, as much as I always knew that I was probably a lesbian, I had a really hard time coming to terms with it. In college, for a little bit, I thought that maybe I would come out. I fell in love with my college roommate, and I really started to realize, like, holy shit, I'm probably a lesbian. And had no idea what to do about it. But I thought, well, if she would become a lesbian, then I would have somebody to be a lesbian with, and then I would come out. I would tell my parents that I was gay. I would tell people that I was gay. I tried to be kind of smooth about things, which if you ask anyone that knows me, I'm the most unsmooth person in the world. And probably for about 2 weeks straight, every morning Megan would go out to shower. I would start getting ready, and I would gear up our CD player, those round things with holes in the middle, and I would play REO Speedwagon, I Can't Fight This Feeling Any Longer. And I would wait till I heard her coming in, so she would make sure that she heard all of the special words in the song. And when I heard her at the door, I would push play. And I remember one day we're standing there getting ready, and I can faintly remember hearing the I can't fight this feeling any longer. And I'd kind of look over and see if she was getting the hints. And the song's going on, and she looks at me and says, "How come every morning you play the CD?" And I was like, oh, I don't know. I didn't know that I was. Silly me, I didn't really pay attention to it. And I remember that really embarrassed me. And I almost think like I felt busted. And I should ask her about that today if she had any clue of what I was trying to do. But I tried that as a way of letting her know, and I never told her anything else. That was the first girl I fell in love with. And then that scared the shit out of me. And she got a boyfriend, and it completely devastated me. And I probably hated her, and I probably projected, and I know that I acted like an asshole. And I decided that I better start dating someone because at that point I had started to worry that maybe some of my hints had gotten to her, and maybe she didn't want to be friends with me anymore, or she thought that I was gay, or other people in our friend circle. I felt that there were starting to be whispers about me. And I took that opportunity to squash those when I ran into my ex-boyfriend from high school. And we started dating, and I was a 21-year-old virgin, or a 20-year-old virgin at the time. As much as I found men attractive and flirted with them, it really wasn't hard for me to stay a virgin for so long, because I was never like, ooh, I wish I could have that cock inside of me. Like, that just never happened. I will say, though, that I understand maybe a pansexuality more, because I know with my husband, I did truly love him. And I fell in love with the person in his spirit, and he was a good man. And we had 2 children, and he was a great father. And we struggled while being young and poor, and we made it work for a long time. I was living in Clayton, Wisconsin. I had 0 lesbian friends. I had 0 gay friends, because there were no gay or lesbian people that I knew about. And the L Word came, and I remember whatever night the L Word was on, everyone in my family better clear out. I made sure the kids were fed. I made sure they had a movie. I made sure that they were out of the house. That was my time. And it wasn't just watching the women together. And as much as like the sex scenes were, you know, they definitely did something for me, it was watching all of the other scenes. It was watching the women cook together and hang out at the Planet, and they were like a family in of themselves. There was such a support there that I craved, and the more I watched it, the more I was like, I can't lie to myself anymore. Minneapolis was like the closest big city, so I figured I would try to hit a chat room towards the Twin Cities. And I found a chat room that was aptly called Gay Living in a Straight Relationship. And I'm like, well, that's me. And I was blown away at how many women belonged to this group. And each and every one of them was married, had children, and were struggling the exact same way I was with their sexual identity. I struggled so much with the fact that I had honestly made a commitment to my husband. When I married my husband, I had zero thought that I wouldn't not be married to him the rest of my life. I came from a broken home. And I always thought, God, if I just could have had two parents that stayed together. If I just could have had a little bit more normal childhood, everything would have been better. And I really, 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 really wanted that for my children. But I felt, at what point do I get to do me? I felt like I was really being an asshole. I was really being selfish. I'm not trying to be a martyr, but I definitely am raised from women who give so much of themselves to everyone else. Great women. And not that a woman that takes something for themselves isn't great, but you know, women that put their children first, that put their marriages first, that put their husband first, that put their home first. I mean, my grandma, bless her heart, every meal she would make, she would serve my grandpa, the boys first, then the girls and the children, and then she would stand in the kitchen for most of my youth and eat standing up in case anyone needed anything. And she would be the last one to eat. And that's kind of what I came from. And it was so hard for me to be that selfish. I felt like I was being selfish. And finally, I realized it's not selfish. As far as I know, this is the only life that I am going to have. And I don't want to be 80 years old and my kids are having their own families and everyone's living their own life but me. I have not lived the life that I want to live because I have lived the life everyone expected of me. My husband was my biggest supporter. Because for a long time I had talked to him about the fact that I thought I was bisexual, and that was the other thing. I had never had sex with a woman. I kind of started making out with some women who I kind of found there are a lot of women who I like to call liquid lesbians. And at the bars, and they start having a few cocktails, it's kind of sexy and fun to kiss another girl and to get attention from people. So I had kind of done that, and I won't say that I didn't enjoy it, but I knew that I wanted more. And I went down the phone book with my family and I called everyone up one by one, and it basically went like, so I just want to let you know that I've been struggling with this for a long time. This is my phone here. And I'm gay, and he knows that, and I am going to separate, and I'm going to pursue this. And I'm so lucky because everyone in my family pretty much said the same thing. Are you happy? And I said yes. And they're like, well, then that's all we care about. Everything else will work itself out. And my auntie and uncle said, hey, why don't you come and move in with us for a year and get your life started again? And you don't have to pay us rent. And we'll help you with the kids. And I couldn't feel more blessed to have the family I have. I had such a support system. When I moved and left, I had never been so lonely in my life. I'm not kidding you.
Can we have a round of applause for Maggie Faris, that cute little comic back there? I've been in the comedy world about 3-4 years now. I'm an improviser. I started improvising, then I started doing stand-up, and I love them both. She's been really kind to me and let me open for her or MC for her, and I just have to say, like, when you see her talk about sex, because she loves sex talk. She really does. She gets really excited about it.
Maggie. Maggie is awesome. Maggie is a lesbian comedian that I met just doing stand-up. She's been on like Last Comic Standing. She's done lots of shows. She's very well known. And she's so funny and genuine and she's very refreshing to me. She doesn't talk too much about being a lesbian, which I think is totally okay. I mean, she doesn't deny it. She talks about it. But she comes up with these random, funny, just delightfully funny jokes, I think.
Listen, being gay is no big deal anymore. No one cares. Like, I equate being gay with being left-handed. It's like there's not as many of us. We're just like everyone else. We just scissors different. That's all.
The rumor has it that you are a lesbian.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I don't just deliver papers.
Have you always been out in your comedy when you started?
Yeah, in fact, I think the very first time I did comedy was kind of a exclusively gay set, and I bombed so bad that it took me a long time to get back into any like gay jokes. And I never, like denied it or anything, but I always wanted to be a comic. I never wanted to be a gay comic.
Sure.
And now I would say I have a ton of gay material.
Yeah.
Which I
Times
like.
have changed a lot though, even from '99 to now. I think, anyways,
amazing.
it's been ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Minneapolis.
Okay, so in the city, did you go to like city high schools?
I was in Minnehaha Academy.
Oh, okay. When did you realize that you were into ladies?
When I went to St. Kate's.
Oh, yes.
I went to St. Kate's. Well, my first year of college, I went to Montana, and I did not like it. I wanted to come back.
Okay.
So then when I came back, I went to St. Kate's, and then I was like, oh, duh. Yeah, and then the rest is history.
It's history.
I mean, I had a flat top in high school and didn't know anything.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just sporty. Hey guys, I'm just sporty.
That's cute.
You know, I like sports.
Not that all lesbians like sports.
No.
You know, there's 2% that don't.
Yeah,
You know.
if that.
Yeah. And I really like your new scissoring joke.
Oh my god.
Maggie has a new scissoring joke that is putting my scissoring joke to shame.
What is your scissoring joke?
Sometimes I do a show and people don't know what scissoring is, and I feel it my duty to help and explain. In case you don't know, it's a sexy thing, and this is like my PSA for you. Okay, let's pretend that these are two lesbians, and this is their legs, and they're like, one's like, "Hi, I'm a lesbian." Me too. I don't really know what happens after that. That's always as far as I ever get. I'm a pretty shitty lesbian, you guys. No, but then they're like, wow, I think we have a lot in common. Let's move in together. That's the lesbian order of things. So they pack up up one Subaru and they drive to the other. Do you know why lesbians love Subarus? Because it rhymes with boobaroo. That's the dumbest joke I'm gonna tell. All right, listen. Okay. But so listen, so then maybe the first night they just watch some Netflix movies and they spoon on the couch and just cuddle, and then later they have tea and cry, because that's really actually what happens. But then the second night it gets crazy, you guys. They can get hot and they're making out, and then their legs, they become razor sharp torso cutting machines, and they try to get in there and just chop each other in half, just grinding around. That's what's. This is not a thing, you guys. All right? We don't. The boys made this up for their pornos. We don't actually do this, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, though. I did try it once just to make sure. Yes, the only thing that this is itchy. I was like, one of us needs to shave way more or way less, all right? This is more like a Velcro vice grip than scissors.
I love that joke because it's like you're talking over the laughter because it's just continuous, and then when you're done, they need a second to recover, and you have to just stand up there and let them recover. I've never had a joke like that before, so it's pretty exciting actually.
I pulled away all the petals so that the garden wouldn't lose all its flowers. Then the wind it started to scream, blowing away the colors. Well, I wanted to work so, I wanted to work so, I wanted to work so bad. Well, if you blame it on me, then you blame it on love. Love is all I have. Love is all that I have. Wasn't about the money or all the battles we fought.
All right, my name is Adonia Kyle. I'm from Minneapolis. I'm a dancer, a makeup artist, a DJ, a drag king, and a burlesque performer. RuPaul was my first idol, and then it was Tyra Banks, so I love drag queens. There's this, I don't know whether it's the package or the contouring or the chest, but there's this machismo confidence, and I feel really sexy and really fun.
Cute group. Cue helping.
So you can blow them up pretty big.
Okay.
Because then it makes it easier to pop them. And then we'll throw safety pins through the end. And this is the fun part. Oh my god.
How many do you need?
30. Don't worry about it. Man, I gotta take you guys out to lunch for this. My pasties I make out of felt. And then, like, you just buy regular thongs and you crystal. We call it stripper crack. Because it comes in little bags.
Sing up, sister!
Pasties. And I'm gonna glue these bad boys right on my nips. There we go. Burlesque is the art of striptease. So it doesn't always have to be striptease. It's can be vaudeville or variety, any sort of act. It's a space to create and that it's okay to be sexy and that it's consensual and art and fun. There's rhinestones on everything. It's like if it doesn't sparkle, then you don't want it. And body glitter. which is also great because Shannon hates body glitter. And like that's what everybody told me when I started dating her. They're like, she hates body glitter. And I was like, okay. I was born into glitter, so
That's a weird thing for. She must really hate it if people know that about her.
she hates it so much, and it's hilarious. And so one time, I think we were like arguing or something, and I like took my clothes because we did this holiday production, and so everything we threw snow from our costumes this last year, and I took out my bag. I noticed snow and glitter fell out, and I shook it over the bed, and I was like, like while she was sleeping. Gosh, being queer, I identify by not really identifying. I think of it as that I love a spirit and not a body, so it doesn't matter what someone is physically. Adonia, I know. You kill me. Stupid. This is an advertisement for what not to do. This is safety 101. Don't do anything I do. Sorry. Woo! So that happens. I feel like a sexual Ninja Turtle.
Just need to eat some pizza.
Oh man, let me tell you about doing an act where I eat pizza on stage. Because that is where I want to be. I just want to eat a pizza. I would actually like to time it. If the world was great, I'd like to time it where I get a pizza delivered to me on stage. And then I just eat that pizza.
Ready up, on yet? Please come with us. There you go.
All right. Showtime.
Almost there now.
Are we on the second one now?
Yep, Magnolia is going on.
Okay, so I should go upstairs?
Yep, I would.
Okay. Shit.
If you can.
I can do it. I believe I can fly, girl. All right.